So Nini, how you doing, mate? Because the last time we spoke, actually, in sort of time and weeks, wasn't actually that long ago. But knowing Chelsea this summer, we're doing a lot of crazy business, and a lot actually has happened. I believe we've officially confirmed 3 signings since we last spoke, including one very big signing as well. How are you feeling about this ridiculous summer transfer window?
Honestly, man, I am so ready for this season. I'm so excited for this season. This is like all my hopes and dreams just coming alive this season. I've said for ages, listen, our plan has to be that we use our academy and sign the very best positions that we can't fill. We've done that this window to stupendous effects. We've signed the right players with the right profile to improve our attacking play too. And for the prices we're signing all these players for too is absolutely unreal. Like, we're not paying above the odds. For most of them, we're actually buying these players for the prices that we want to buy them for. Havertz in particular, I mean, one of the biggest surprises is that he cost 20 million less than we all expected, which is absolutely unreal business for Marina. And honestly, it just feels surreal. Like, as Chelsea fans, like, we don't deserve something like this. You know what I mean? Like, we're not kind of used to having this type of like level of attacking quality player. And I'm just like historically, we've always kind of been more pragmatic in that sense. We've relied more on things like spirit and like the mental part of the game and strength and working hard. And like seeing this current Chelsea team now, it's like completely alien to like anything I think we've kind of seen before. We've got a team that's kind of on the same caliber of like Man City in terms of like the profile of these attacking players we're signing and how we want to play too. So I'm really excited because I feel like I'm going to learn a ton this season. And I feel like this season people will finally realize, oh crap, Frank Lampard is a great young manager, one of the best in the world right now, and he knows what the hell he's doing. So honestly, man, this season I'm ready for it.
This window really, I think, has broken sort of all my expectations, because even in the run up to it, we know Chelsea were probably going to do something big this window, or at least going to try and strengthen after the ban. But I still wanted to sort of, temper my expectation because of, firstly, the pandemic, which changed a lot of, things. And there was so much talk about how COVID was going to impact team spending, but also just naturally with the way transfers worked, or at least the way I thought they worked in terms of getting your first choice targets. Usually one of those doesn't come off. I always felt that, there was at least one of those big names, whether it be Kai Havertz, Ben Chilwell, or Timo Werner earlier in the window. Somehow Chelsea would have to be a bit more pragmatic with the signings. And it's crazy to me how we've got all of those big targets over the line. I mean, what do you think has been the biggest sort of signing this window, like in terms of your sort of expectation going into it?
For me, I have to say Hakim Ziyech, I'd probably say. And the reason for that is that we're signing a player that's in his prime, 27 years old. He's been strategic. He's waited for the right time to leave Ajax and move on to the next stage of his career. And even seeing his influence in that Brighton friendly, I mean, just some of the quality balls already. 3 amazing pass balls that, it's the type of delivery we have seen and we don't really have. I just think he will have a massive impact for this team. He'll be one of those guys that will be like the glue that will help maybe the other guys play better too. And I guess expectations are a bit higher just based on the fact that he is the more experienced one out of the players we've signed.
I do agree, and I think that was the surprising thing for me about Ziyech. It just came out of absolutely nowhere. Like, it just within a couple of days it was done, and especially considering it was so early, and and the window hadn't opened yet. What was it, February? Just, you don't see Chelsea do that, and that was something that was quite surprising to me. I guess the cool thing now is the season started, so in terms of theorizing about new signings, we can actually start to see some of these signings actually play for the first team. And of course, the Brighton game on Monday, the 3-1 win. It wasn't exactly the blockbuster game that I think people were hoping it would be, like almost a sequel to the Burnley game in 14-15 with Fabregas and Costa. It was quite underwhelming, I think, in parts, definitely. And, I think there was a sense this team is still going to take time to gel, and we didn't have any pre-season. Sort of your thoughts on the game, because I mean, in the end of the day, it's an opening day win, which we didn't have last season.
Yeah, To be honest, in football, I like all like parts of the game. Sometimes I feel like not every game has to be like this super free-flowing, attacking, extravaganza. Sometimes you can appreciate the different parts of the game. And, for me, I think for quite a lot of people too, the thing that really stood out the most was just how structured we looked, just how more defensively solid we looked. And it was one of those games where maybe last season we don't get that win, because I felt like last season, if we weren't playing our like very best game, we had to play out our best every time just to get 3 points, which really told you like the struggles of last season. But I think for this season, things should hopefully be even more, because it seems like we're adding more to our game. It's not just about attacking better, because you have better individual players. It's now that the team looks a bit organized, and I guess maybe this is the effects of the Anthony Barry, the new coach that we brought in, who works on the the positional side, the pressing side. I guess the defensive side in that sense, not in like the work with the defenders type of defensive coach, but the team press. Off the ball, I thought we looked solid. Brighton didn't really create too much against us. And we had a counter-attacking presence too. So this was a professional win. I saw great work rate. I saw great willingness, desire, especially from, Havertz, who's not even known for his defensive ability. I'm going on 80-yard runs back, sliding in, getting stuck into things straight in his first Premier League game after like 6 training sessions, barely any time. I think it tells you everything you need to know about the level of desire Lampard's getting out of these players. And I just think that, people think that we're going to be a better team just because of attacking players. I think they'll be surprised because we have more to our game now. So, yeah.
I think that those things for me were when you actually looked at the stats after the game of, 48% possession, which, wasn't that sort of uncommon under Jose and under Conte. I think there was you were so used to Chelsea winning games with a lack of possession, but really being clinical, and that's something we desperately lacked last season. And I think the point you make is absolutely fair, that I think when you actually look at the game, look at the context of the game, the fact we had about 5 to 6 players that are probably going to be big players this season, not even there for the game. With the likes of Pulisic, Kovacic, Ziyech, Silva, of course Mendy, I'm sure is about to sign as well. You got to put that in context as well. So, and as well, I think if we can be more clinical, you aren't going to get no title winner, even if we can't win a title this year. No title winning side has 10 out of 10 games every week. No, you can never show me a team. Even Man City in that brilliant season under Pep a few years ago, they still had to grind out some wins. And I think probably Frank Lampard will look at it and go, if we can have that sort of mentality and being able to bounce back, I think that's going to be an important thing this season. Yeah,
100%. And I think that, I mean, I could really just like go on and on and on with this first question, and I feel like we would really this would be like a 3-hour type of stream. So I guess my last point I'd say is I was impressed by the fluidity that we're trying to show now. Different in-game formations, very dynamic. I like that. I think that's kind of like an advanced way of playing, and I think that's one of the main reasons why we specifically targeted the players we did. I've said for a while, we're signing players like Kai that can play this position, that position. Werner can play here, there. Don't see it in the traditional sense that, okay, let's say, for example, Pulisic's out injured, then Werner will play on the left because he can play there. See it more deeper than that. See it as, okay, we're signing players that will allow us to change our formations in game dynamically, who are suitable playing in different areas, rotating, moving, interchanging, which is something I knew that Lampard's obviously wanted to bring and do, because a lot of these things is what we've been doing in our academy. This is what I've been trying to say for a while. And with our academy, the reason why it's so successful isn't just solely due to the individual class of the young players, but it's a combination of the ridiculous tactics and coaching that went alongside that. I think that's how success works in football. You can't just have one or the other. You need to have both working together if you want to see special things, if you want to start winning things too. And this is how we used to play. We'd be dynamic with our back threes, our 4-4-2s, our 4-2-3-1s. And if for me, just seeing the success at our youth level, I knew that it could be applied to a first team level if we really bought into that philosophy as we're doing now. So it's very exciting.